This particular workshop on the Philippine mine action is quite crucial. No? There's value in learning from others while also learning from your own practice.
The workshop is very important. It gives the Philippines an understanding of how other countries have approached similar problems that they're facing or encountering at the moment.
So for the Philippines, we would usually articulate the high-level Philippine policy on humanitarian mine action. And usually we would get inputs from the stakeholders that operate on the ground. But most of those reports come to us formally. So this is a good opportunity for us to be able to learn from them, from their experiences.
It is very important, as I highlighted yesterday, that it is not only in fulfillment of the obligation of the Philippine government to its international commitments, but also the importance of mine actions and clearance, detection, victim assistance in light of the implementation of the peace agreement with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. It's one of the 8 dimensions of the peace agreement which needs to be implemented thoroughly and effectively, and we're happy that there's this kind of accompaniment being provided, particularly by the FSD and its counterpart, PCBL and the European Union, so that we can fulfill effectively the commitments under the peace agreement with the MILF.
So we had discussed a possible policy development. We agreed that we already have existing mechanism, and existing policies and legislation that would respond to the exigencies of response and also victim assistance. But we agreed that we probably would need more stock taking of what we have, the instruments that we have, and maybe identify some of the focal points at the national level so that we can harmonize the implementation properly.
It's not going to be like, here you solve the problem now. It's not going to happen. But at least coming from here, when you go back, you have some sort of idea. Okay, we hashed it out there. We may have some solutions. This has to be operationalized at our institution, and we think this is the best way forward based on our discussions that can be accepted by everyone.
Drawing those lessons from various mine action centers in Southeast Asia, and then process it, have if it's needed, a high-level meeting of the heads of these national agencies and talk about these particular issues and how to institutionalize this, taking into consideration the Bangsamoro peace process and their involvement, because as we have been saying, it should be nationally owned and locally owned.
So I think it's always useful to hold a type of workshop that exposes people to, other things. So I think that the focus on the Philippines, but then listening to what Vietnam had to say or Cambodia had to say, and Thailand is a useful process, talking about their coordination processes. And the Philippine delegation cannot but have assimilated sort of ideas, perhaps unstated now, but you come to work, and you think about it as time goes on. And I think that 2.5 days here will create nuggets of success that will permeate into the system.